Welcome to Parleh TV.
Plenty of things look easy at first. Skydiving, lion taming. From the comfort of your armchair, all sorts of risks look easy as
Cristiano Ronaldo, Diogo Jota, and Bruno Fernandes literally
blew Russia off the park in a clinical display of attacking football.
Wow.
Sorry, what did you say, Kobe?
Wow, bro.
Let's break it down.
I am Pat Mayo, and I'm here to give you the best pick at the top of the board, the best bet, if you will.
So I'm going to go with just under 25 for Middleton here.
Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. Welcome to the Parleh FC. I'm your host, Albert Vartanian, joined by Sara Pararia. Sara, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Merry Christmas Eve.
Thank you. Merry Christmas Eve to you, too. Happy holidays to everyone watching. It's the Boxing Day Premier League preview, match week 19. 3 games already postponed, Sara, unfortunately, but we got 7 still to go. Hopefully, cross our fingers, all these games will be a go come Boxing Day. We have one on Monday as well, which we will talk about. But let's start with the reigning Premier League champions, Manchester City, taking on Leicester City. Look at the odds here. City, minus 550. Leicester City, 12-1. City on a roll right now. 8 straight Premier League wins, 3 straight clean sheets. Leicester slumping a little bit, just got bounced out of the Carabao Cup by Liverpool. It's another routine win for City, isn't it, Sara?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, City are just looking so strong right now. And I mentioned this to you before, but it's all about their depth, too. Like, their bench is unbelievable. And I think that's what's keeping them rolling. They always have all these options to pick from. And so, as I said before as well, like Leicester, they've had a few tough games. We have to give them that. They had Tottenham, they had Liverpool, but unfortunately for them, it's just they're playing really tough teams right now, and City is the best of the best.
Yeah, 1 win in the last 5 for Leicester. And as I mentioned, bounced out of the Carabao Cup. They were playing well. They were up 2-1, 3-0. They gave up both of those leads and lost to penalties. In terms of a betting angle, I don't really want to lay the minus 550 with Manchester City. But if I'm looking for another angle and I want to bet this game individually, I think over 3.5 goals at even money is decent. I can see City winning 3-0, maybe even 4-0 or 2-1, where you get the extra goal from Leicester City. But if I'm just going with a straight up pick, it's got to be Manchester City. What's your pick here?
100% Manchester City. And I agree. I think it is going to be something like 3-0. And I also think I put money down on Raheem Sterling to score because he's on Fuego.
Oh, I like that. He should get into the starting 11, considering Pep has dropped 2 players, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish. Imagine this. All these other managers are complaining about fixture congestion and the wear and tear on their players. Pep goes, you know what? I'm going to drop 2 of the best players in the Premier League for discipline. I can't even say the word, for being bad boys, being on the naughty list this holiday season. So that shows you, as you were touching on, the depth of Manchester City. But let's move on. North London, Tottenham minus 138 against Crystal Palace, plus 375. And Spurs, they're rolling under Conte right now. What have you seen that you've liked under this new management?
Well, I don't know if it's the fact that they had a bunch of postponed games a couple of weeks ago, and if this just allowed them to go through extra training period, kind of meshing with the coach. But all of a sudden, Tottenham's kind of looking like that old Tottenham that we've seen before, that team that made it to a Champions League final. They're just like, they're blending. The team looks like they're working together, and it just like they seem to have some sort of unison that was completely missing before. They looked like a bunch of players just picked up off the street and were like, all right, guys, we have a game today.
Yeah, a lot of it comes down to management. You look back during the Nuno era, and they were last when it came to distance covered. Now under Conte, they're first. I know a lot of people blame the manager and blame the players. Sometimes it's a bit of both, and obviously the players are playing for this new manager. So taking on Crystal Palace, last 5, 1 win, 3 losses, and a draw. They were playing well early in the season under Patrick Vieira, new management, attacking football. But they seem to be coming back down to earth, and I think they're coming back down to earth at the wrong time, and they're about to play the wrong team.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, still, listen, it's early days. We're in the middle of the league now. Anything can happen. But yeah, Tottenham's a tough team for them to go up against. I don't expect them to win this game whatsoever, but they might be able to jump a couple spots before the end of the league.
Yeah, in a derby, form goes out the window. It doesn't matter what's going on. These two are going to clash. And Palace, they've had some decent results against Spurs in the past. I mean, not so much at Tottenham, unbeaten in the Prem at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So what's your pick here for this match?
Gotta go for Tottenham for sure. They're on a roll and they're looking spicy. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. Definitely Tottenham.
Yeah, Tottenham minus 138. You can even throw them in a parlay piece. I'll have a parlay for you actually at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. Aston Villa plus 425 at home to Chelsea minus 154. I think this game is so interesting because Chelsea, they're sliding a bit, and Villa are actually playing really good football. Under Gerrard, 4 wins and 2 losses, and those losses come in Manchester City and Liverpool, where they weren't really completely outplayed. I mean, they could have gotten results in those 2 matches, and honestly, I think they can pick up a point here.
I honestly think this might be the game of the weekend to watch because if
Ooh.
you look at it prior to the last few weeks, you'd for sure say Chelsea, no problem. But yeah, Villa have Gerrard. He hates Chelsea. He's definitely going to motivate these guys and light the fire under them a little bit. But Chelsea also have like 700 COVID cases. They don't have Jorginho. They don't have Callum Hudson-Odoi. They don't have Timo Werner, Kai Havertz. They are struggling, and I feel bad for them in the sense that it's not, their form necessarily, but they're so they've just been picked to the last bone.
Yeah, it looks like right after that loss to Juventus in the Champions League, they really took a serious dip in form. Obviously, COVID cases, injuries play a huge part. We obviously saw in the midfield, no Jorginho and no Conte. When those two aren't in, it's just not the same team. And in that system, you need those 2 core center midfielders there. And when they're out, it's a big problem for Chelsea. Look at this, 1 win in the last 4 Premier League games. They drew to Everton and Wolves. Wolves I can understand, but drawing to Everton, considering how awful Everton has been this season, is a real cause for concern, I think.
Yeah, 100%. No, you know what? For this game, I think you're right. I think it's going to be a draw. I can easily see a draw coming out of this. Yeah, that's what I would go for. I know earlier in the week I said I'd pick Chelsea, but the more I think about it, the more we break it down. No, let's get interesting.
Well, Chelsea just picked up a win in the Carabao Cup. They beat Brentford 2-0. Pretty comprehensive. They look pretty good. Penalty once again to Jorginho, who really doesn't miss penalties. But if you do like the draw, I like the Villa double chance instead of going straight up. So that means winner, draw, Villa plus 120. Not bad odds.
Not bad.
Okay. Newcastle, Manchester United, the Monday night game. Newcastle plus 550. United minus 225. United's had 2 games off, postponed due to COVID, which really could have helped them. We saw what happened with Spurs, as you touched on. Maybe they're going to come back playing under Ranić. Maybe they become this high-pressing side that he's expecting us to see.
Yeah, well, I think, especially just because they got Ranić, having this kind of time to work with him, I think is really going to help them. And, especially with teams that are in EPL and the Champions League and, everything, they're playing every couple of days. That I completely think this time off for this team especially is going to do wonders. And also, the state of Newcastle, I think, as much as I hate to say it, it's going to be a Manchester United win.
Yeah, Newcastle, I mean, they just 11 goals allowed in their last 3 Premier League games. Let's touch on them quickly. And we've talked about this before, but who can they possibly bring in January that's going to right the ship here for Newcastle? I just don't see it. I think you can have all the money in the world, but it's just not working at the moment. You have a new manager who's trying to get his philosophy across to a team that clearly isn't good enough to be in the Premier League at the moment.
Yeah, well, it's tough, right? Because we heard about the new owners with Newcastle and everyone was going crazy because they had so much money. But yeah, they kind of have to start somewhere. They have to start bringing in players where, they're going to kind of be able to be leaders of this team. They can start basing other players around them.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they're going to start. For example, Cavani, he's allegedly leaving United. Apparently he's coming to Barcelona. I would prefer that. Even players like this, older players, but still have even half a season left in them, but are going to get you the goals. They need to go for players like that. Obviously, they're not going to get an Erling Haaland out of nowhere, but they need to just start signing players, even if it's for a short period of time, because this team is just a mess. And if they have so much money backing them, make these moves.
Yeah, they really need to sort out the defense. You can't be allowing 11 goals in the last 3 Premier League games and expect to stay in the Premier League. So safe to say you're going with United?
I sure am.
Okay, I like United as well. Not taking the minus 225 unless you're throwing it in a parlay. I like United -1. So if they win by 2 goals, you win your money. If they win by 1, it's a push. You get your money back. So not a bad bet. Speaking of a team that can't score goals, bottom of the Premier League, Norwich plus 700 against Arsenal -250. Listen to this one. Norwich failed to score against Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Spurs, and Arsenal. Do you expect any type of result here for the Canaries?
Absolutely not, especially with the form that Arsenal has been in. Can we talk about Martinelli?
Yep.
All of a sudden, Arteta was like, look at this guy on the bench. We got to use him. And he has been unstoppable. I like to see it. I don't have a team in the EPL, but I am happy Arsenal is competing again. And, they're coming back up to their nice little 4th place spot that they always hang out in. They're kind of hanging in that area. And it's nice to see the competition because, there are really good players on this team. And I like, the whole kind of romance story of Arteta being the coach. So I'm happy for Arsenal. And I think, they're doing really well out of nowhere. So I think Norwich is going to get slammed.
Yeah, top 4 at Christmas for the first time in 5 years. So things are changing at Arsenal despite not having their former captain, Aubameyang, in the lineup. What do you make of that whole situation? A lot of people are talking about it, and it seems like people are 50-50. They're taking Arteta's side. They're taking Aubameyang's side. Where do you sit?
It's hard to say, right? Because you never really know. I think most people are just picking who they like more and who they want to believe. But are we going to ever know the true story? I'm not sure. I think the thing is, listen, Arsenal's making the best out of a bad situation, and you got to give them credit for that. This is like a really awkward situation. They're in the media. They lost their captain. There's controversy, but they're winning and they're doing well. So kudos to them.
Well, that's the thing, right? Winning covers everything. If they weren't winning and this was happening, this would be a whole different story. And I think this would be flipped on Arteta, and it wouldn't be a good look for him. But they're winning, as you said. You're taking Arsenal. I also like Arsenal. Straight up individually, I'm not laying the minus 250, but Arsenal to win to nil, plus 130. I think they get a clean sheet against a team that can't score. West Ham, Southampton. West Ham minus 125 against Southampton, plus 333. 1 win in 6 for West Ham. I mean, it wasn't that far long ago. We were talking about West Ham. Wow, top 4 team. Maybe they can even crack that top 3 if one of those top 3 between Chelsea, City, and Liverpool start dropping points. But they're sliding at the moment, and they just got bounced from the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, no, it's tough for them right now too. I know they have some really critical injuries, and that's always, especially difficult when there's a virus going around taking out half the team as well.
Right.
So I do feel for them. That being said, I think they will be able to win this game. I think it'll be, maybe a 1-0 kind of win, but I think it'll be West Ham to win this game. They need the win. And also Southampton is just
poor.
Yeah, real bad.
Yeah, 3 losses, 3 draws in the last 6, and their last match against Brentford was postponed. So they did have a bit of a break. Maybe they can right the ship here. But West Ham expecting Mikel Antonio back. When he's not in that team, West Ham are very different. They don't have a striker. They don't have a direct replacement for him. So if he's back in, I expect the West Ham win as well. And pretty good record against Saints. 4 wins against Southampton at home. So very good record. We're both going West Ham. I like them both. I like West Ham in a parlay piece. So if I'm going to parlay this weekend, Sarah, tell me what you think about this one. Let's go City, Spurs, United, Arsenal, West Ham in a parlay for plus 500.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. All right, Sarah, happy holidays. If I don't see you, Merry Christmas. Everybody watching, thanks for watching. This has been the Parleh FC with Sarah Pararia and Albert Vartanian. Take care.